All right, hi everyone, welcome. Let's start off in a cross-legged seat, Sukhasana for today. If you have a blocker or blanket, slip it right underneath your seat so you get a little higher, and then cross one shin in front of the other. Close the eyes if that feels good for you. If not, just take a soft gaze off of the tip of the nose. Hands can settle into the lap or anywhere along the legs. Relax the shoulders down. Plug down through your seat to grow up taller through the spine. Level the chin off to the floor. Unclench the jaw. Soften the eyeballs. We'll just take these first few moments here to land and to arrive. Begin to recognize what it feels like to slow down. And take a few more cycles of breath. All together, take a deep inhale through the nose. Feel the breath travel from the low belly up to the diaphragm, up into the upper chest, and then hold the breath full at the top for 3, for 2, for 1. Open the mouth and exhale. If the eyes are closed, you can blink them open, or perhaps just lift your gaze. And from here, start to find this circular motion with your spine. Let's all start by going clockwise here. And as you find this motion, you can think that every time you shift forward, it's a little back bend and you breathe in. Every time you shift back, you're rounding the spine and you breathe out. So inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Take a few more cycles like this, just allowing the hands to sort of travel wherever they go. Great, and then you can quiet those circles down. Just come back to the center. Interlace your fingers to the webbing. Flex the palms so they're facing up towards the ceiling. Wrap the armpits in towards the face. Lengthen through the elbows. Staying here for 3, for 2, and for 1. Release the interlace of the fingers. Bring the left hand onto the right knee. And then you're going to take a little twist over to the right. Perhaps you tempt those right fingertips behind you. One more cycle of breath, inhaling and exhaling. Keep the left hand right where it is. Just reach the right arm up. And you're going to cross the right hand over to the left knee. So you cross the arms at the elbows there. From here, bend the elbows and bring the fingertips onto your shoulder blades. Take a breath in to arc the elbows up towards the ceiling. As you breathe out, release the cross of the arms and just fold over the legs there for an easy hip stretch for 3. And for 2. And for 1. Bring yourself on up. Switch the crossing of the legs. For me, it's the left shin that comes in front of the right. Hands come back onto the lap. And then find those same circles with the spine. This time, just move the opposite way. So move counterclockwise. And again, breathing in to come forward. Breathing out to move backwards. Stirring up the pot. mixing it all around. Nice. And then you'll just bring the spine back to the center, quieting those circles down. Interlace the fingers the opposite way, if you can remember, and then flex the palms up towards the ceiling. Almost like you were holding a block right on your palms there for 3, 4, 2. Wrap the armpits in towards the face for 1. Release the interlace of the fingers. Right hand comes onto the left knee. Go ahead, find a twist over to the left, tenting those left fingertips behind you, allowing your vision and your gaze to follow. One more round of breath here. Keep the right hand where it is. Reach the left arm up. And then bring the left hand over to the right knee, crossing the arms at the elbows. Bend the elbows, fingertips come onto the shoulder blades. Inhale, arc the elbows up towards the sky. It's a little back bend here. Exhale to release the crossing of the arms and bow forward. Let the head and the neck go for another 3. And another 2. And another 1. Roll yourself back on up. And we'll meet on hands and knees right into a tabletop. You can take your props if you use them and set them off to the side. We'll just take 3 cycles of cow and cat here. Breathe in, pull the chest forward, sink the belly down, big arch of the spine here. Breathe out, press the mat away, scoop the navel in and up to round the spine. Again, inhaling for a cow. And exhaling for a cat. 1 more cycle, keeping it pretty simple here to begin. Breathing in for a cow pose. And breathing out for a cat pose. Bring the head in line with the spine. From here, tuck your toes under, hover the knees off of the mat, just about 1 inch or so. And we'll take it through 3 rounds of cow and cat with the knees lifted. So breathe in, pull the chest forward, feel wide through the collarbones, arch. Breathe out, scoop the navel in and up to round. Again, inhaling cow pose. Exhaling cat pose. Keep firming down through the hands and the balls of the feet. We have 1 more cycle, breathing in. And breathing out. Keep the knees lifted. Bring the head in line with the spine. From here, lengthen the right leg behind you. Lengthen the left leg behind you, finding a plank pose. Inhale to rock forward. Exhale to rock back. Again, breathing in, shifting slightly forward there, shoulders beyond the wrist. Breathing out to rock back. We have 1 more inhale to rock it forward. This time as you rock back, find a downward facing dog. Make any little adjustments you need to make so that the hands are really shoulder distance apart, the feet are hips distance apart. You take that secret bend of the knees, you soar the hips up and back, you spread wide through the buttock bones, you find a long side body, ears in line with upper arms. Shift it forward to a plank pose. And then tap the knees down onto the mat, lower yourself all the way down onto your bellies. From here, walk the hands forward so that the elbows land underneath the shoulders, and we'll rise up to find a little back bend here, a Sphinx pose. Feel the navel drawing in towards the spine, and then imagine that you could pull your mat or the floor back towards you. And take 1 more cycle of breath. Go ahead, release the chest down towards the mat. And then pop up onto the fingertips and walk the hands out slightly wider so that the elbows point up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale, press the fingertips down to glide the chest up and open, coming up a little higher than our Sphinx pose. And then exhale to ripple and release down. 2 more like that. Inhale, glide up and open, unraveling, and then exhale to ripple down. Last one, inhale, snake up and open. This time open the mouth for an exhale and roll down. Bring the hands flat next to the ribs. Press yourself back up through a tabletop. Tuck the toes and refind your downward facing dog. Start to walk the feet forward all the way up to the hands, just stepping one foot in front of the other. Starting to feel out the backs of the legs, the hamstrings. Once you're folded over both legs at the top edge of the mat, take a few cycles of breath just to keep the knees bent. To find your feet underneath you, to let the head and the neck go. Maybe shift a little bit forward and back, or rock a bit from side to side. Starting to notice where you're distributing your weight. As you're ready, take a slow roll all the way up to stand, one vertebra at a time. Shrug the shoulders up to the ears for an inhale. Exhale to roll the shoulders back and down. Reach the arms up for another breath in. On the breath out, fold all the way back over the legs, hinging from the hips forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine to find a half lift. Either tuck the fingertips out in front of you or walk the hands up the shins. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to a plank pose. Keep the knees lifted this time. We'll lower all the way down onto the belly. Untuck the toes, keep the hands right where they are. Scrub the heart forward and up for a low cobra. Take an inhale. Glide back, downward facing dog. Exhale. Rise high up on the tiptoes, bend the knees, look forward for an inhale. And then step the feet forward all the way back up to the hands. Exhale. Lengthen the spine, come up halfway, breathe in. Breathe out to fold. Press your 2 feet down to rise all the way up. Shrug the shoulders up to the ears. Inhale. Exhale to roll the shoulders back and down. Reach the arms up. Breathe in. Breathe out to fold right back over the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine, half lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to a plank pose, and either lower all the way or halfway down to the mat to a chaturanga. Breathe in for a low cobra or maybe an up dog with the hips and the thighs staying lifted. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Rise high up on the toes, bend the knees, look forward, breathe in. You can step or hop the feet forward to the hands. Breathe out. Inhale, lengthen the spine, half lift, peeking forward. Exhale, fold back over the legs. Bring yourself all the way on up to stand. Shrug the shoulders to the ears for an inhale. Drape the shoulders back and down for the exhale. Inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale to fold all the way over the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine, half lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step or float back if you'd like to lower all the way or halfway down. Breathe in for the back bend. Breathe out, downward facing dog. From here, float the right leg up to the sky. Take an inhale. On the exhale, peek forward, lunge that right foot forward all the way to the hands. It's our first lunge, so if the foot doesn't come all the way up to the hands, just scoot it up there, or take your hands and move it up there. Tap that back knee down, untuck those toes. From here, unfold the upper body, bring the palms together to touch at the center of the chest. Can you keep moving that right knee forward so it stays stacked over the right ankle, and so that then the pubis can stay moving forward. One more inhale. Exhale to release the belly down onto the thigh. Tuck the back toes under, lift up that back knee. Go ahead, plug down through that back foot at a 90-degree angle, and we'll rise up into a warrior two. Arms come into a T. That right knee is gently pressing outwards. Extend the right leg, reach both arms up for an inhale. Exhale, burst back open, warrior two. Keep the legs right where they are. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot, rolling through a low lunge, and then stepping back, downward facing dog. Let's breathe in and shift it forward to a plank pose, remeasuring ourselves out. And then breathe out, downward facing dog. Other side. Left leg rises, breathe in. Vision comes forward, breathe out, lunge the left foot forward, all the way up to the hands, getting that full lunge. Right knee comes down, untuck those right toes. Unfold the torso, palms come together to touch at the center of the chest. You can even gently bring the thumbs right onto your sternum there. We have one more inhale here. Perhaps find a slight back bend. Exhale to release the belly and the hands down. Back toes tuck under, lift up that back knee. Then you plug down through that back foot. We windmill up and open, Virabhadrasana 2. Left knee is gently pressing outwards. Back foot, especially the pinky toe side edge of the foot, is really rooting down there. Lengthen the front leg, reach both arms up for an inhale. Exhale, open back up, warrior two. Legs stay where they are, reverse your warrior, breathe in. Breathe out, cartwheel the hands down, and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shifting forward to a plank pose. Exhale, back to a downward facing dog. All right, from here, float the right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Breathe in. Lunge the right foot forward as you breathe out. Bring that left knee down, untuck those back toes. From here, bring the palms together to touch at the center of the chest, just like how we did. A little different this time. Begin to bring the left hand onto the right knee, and then start to twist over to the right, and as you twist, bring that right hand onto the back thigh. Feeling a stable pelvis, and really just a twist from the navel here. Left hand stays where it is. Just reach up with that right arm and start to unwind, rotating back forward, bringing that right arm on top of the left arm so you find the cross at the elbows. From here, either take that big hug with yourself, fingertips coming to the shoulder blades, or work for the eagle wrap of the arms. Arc the elbows up towards the ceiling, moving them away from the chest. And imagine that you are back bending over something circular behind you like a big beach ball. One more inhale. Exhale to fold the belly onto the thigh, release the arms. Tuck the back toes under, root down through that back foot. We'll find our warrior two once again. On the breath in, lengthen the right leg, reach both arms up. On the breath out, reopen back to warrior two. This time, extend the right leg, start to slice the hips back, start to take a reach forward, and tap down into your triangle pose, Trikonasana. So we're thinking here of really extending long through our side body. Maybe you bring the gaze up to the hand, but maybe not. Maybe you release and let go through the head. Maybe you bring the gaze down to the foot. You choose whatever feels best for you. Now plug down through your feet. Keep your legs lengthened and active. Get lighter and lighter on that right hand and rise all the way up. Reverse your triangle pose for a big breath in, reaching back. Breathe out, cartwheel the hands down to frame that front foot. From here, we're gonna find a figure four downward facing dog. So you hook the right ankle over the left thigh, just above the knee, taking a big bend in that left knee there so that you can keep the hips traveling up and back in your dog pose. Begin to walk the hands all the way back to that left foot to find a standing figure four. You can either keep the fingertips onto the ground here, or you can unfold the upper body and bring the palms together to touch at the chest. Wherever you are, take one more full cycle of breath. One full inhale and one full exhale. If you're upright, do release the fingertips down. Now move slowly here. Start to walk yourself back forward, almost like you were coming into a plank pose. You're keeping that hook of the right ankle onto the left thigh, and then bend the left knee until the ball of the right foot and the right knee and the left knee come down. You might want to grab a block here. This is what it looks like from the front. And then walk yourself up. The block is just there to help you do that. You can either keep your hands onto a block if you're using it, or go ahead and grab hold of opposite elbows. Pointy part of the elbow presses into the soft, fleshy part of the palm. Keep pressing that left thigh onto the right ankle so you really unfold through the hips here. One more inhale. On the exhale, release the elbows. Carefully start to come out of this, bringing your hands down. And then unhook that right ankle. Just come onto all fours, hands and knees. Inhale for a cow pose. Pull the heart and the chest forward. Open the mouth. Exhale around the spine for a cow pose. 2 more cycles like that. Breathing in, cow. Open the mouth. Exhale around for a cat. 1 more. Inhaling. And exhale. We'll meet back in a downward facing dog as you're ready. You can walk the hands forward a little bit, fly the hips up and back, refind your 2 hands, refind your 2 feet, refind your stability. Let's float the left leg up to the sky, breathe in. Lunge that left foot forward as you breathe out, right knee comes down, untuck those right toes. And just unfold the upper body. Palms come together to touch at heart center. From here, it's the right hand that comes onto the left knee. Begin to twist. And then release that left hand onto the right thigh. Perhaps twist a little more. You have one more full cycle of breath. Keep the right hand where it is. Just reach up with the left arm. Face back forward, cross the left arm over the right arm. Either take that hug with yourself or work for the double eagle wrap. Move the elbows away from the chest and then arc them up for a back bend. One more inhale. Exhale, release the belly down, uncross the arms, back toes tucked under. You plug down through the pinky toe side edge of that back foot. We'll find a warrior two. Lengthen the left leg, reach both arms up for an inhale. Warrior two as you exhale. Just lengthen the left leg, slice the hips back. Take a reach forward towards the top edge of the mat. Already feel length in your side body. And then touch that left hand down, reach up with the right arm, triangle pose. You choose what you want to do with the head and the neck. Find your feet plugging down into the floor. Activate your legs and then rise all the way up. Reverse your triangle pose. Take a reach back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Cartwheel the hands down to frame that front foot. Low lunge. We'll find that same downward facing dog with a figure four here. So cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Bend, bend, bend the right knee. Keep finding some levity in the pelvis. Keep that figure four. Start to walk the hands back to the right foot. Maybe stay folded, stay down, or maybe you lift up, palms come together to touch. Wherever you are, you have one more full cycle of breath. You will all bring the hands down. Move slowly here, walk it forward. Keep that figure four, and then just bend the right knee. So both knees and the ball of the left foot come down to the mat. Maybe grab a block and bring yourself upright. Grab holds of opposite elbows so that reverse grip. Plug the right thigh into the left foot. Unfold through the hips without clenching through the glutes. Catch a big, buoyant breath for one more inhale. And one more exhale. Release the elbows. Can begin to come out of this carefully. We'll come to hands and knees, all fours. 3 rounds of cow and cat. Breathe in for a cow pose. Open the mouth, exhale. Energetic cat pose. Again, breathing in. Press the air out, breathe out. Last one, inhaling. And exhale. We'll meet back in a downward facing dog. If you'd like to take it through an optional vinyasa here, you're welcome to. You can also skip it and just stay in a downward facing dog pose. All right, flip the right leg up to the sky. This time open the hip and bend the right knee. Start to sweep that right knee forward, taking it into a pigeon pose. So the knee comes out wide. Doesn't matter if that right shin is parallel to the mat or not. And as you're ready, you can walk yourself forward into the fold, getting a bit deeper. Maybe bring the forearms down into the ground. Maybe grab a block, bring it underneath your forehead. If you like some cushioning underneath your seat, then grab that as well. We won't be here for too long. About 5 more full cycles of breath. That's 5 inhales and 5 exhales. Good. Walk yourself upright. Shift your seat off to the right so that you can swing that left leg forward and around, bringing that right heel into the groin, making some contact there of the sole of the right foot onto the inner left thigh. Reach both arms up for an inhale. On the exhale, you'll fold over that left leg. And we have 5 cycles of breath here. Roll yourself upright. You bring your fingertips behind you so that they're facing forward. Bring the sole of the left foot down onto the mat. Float the hips up and find a figure 4 here, hooking the right ankle over the left thigh. Float the hips up to the ceiling. Maybe let the head and the neck go. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Release the pelvis all the way down to the ground. And then really press the palms down. Relax the shoulders. Pull the heart forward for an inhale. And an exhale. Lift the hips up so you can stamp the right foot down. 2 feet plug down. Lift both hips up for a breath in. And a breath out. Release the pelvis all the way back down. Cross over the shins and we'll come to a downward facing dog. So we can simply take that over on the left side. So once you're in your dog pose, float the left leg up, peel the hip open, take a bend of the left knee. And then you'll sweep that left leg forward, knee comes out wide, setting up for a pigeon pose. Right, and it might be enough just to stay upright. If you do want a little bit more, you'll bring yourself lower to the ground. 5 cycles of breath. Walk yourself upright. This time shift your seat off to the left. Swing the right leg forward. Left heel comes in towards the groin. Left foot finds contact with the right leg. Reach the arms up for an inhale. And then reach it forward on the exhale. Maybe bring the hands onto the right foot, the heel. Maybe bring the hands just onto the ankle or the shin. But do bring the hands on to your body somewhere so that you start to find a bit more contact with yourself. Self-soothing yourself. Roll yourself on up. Fingertips come behind you, facing forward. Bend the right knee, sole of the right foot comes down. Float the hips up to find that figure 4, left ankle onto right thigh. Press the right foot down, float the hips up, moving that left knee forward. Maybe let the head go for an inhale and an exhale. Release the pelvis all the way down. We have 1 cycle of breath here. Pull the chest forward like you were finding a little back bend. Breathing in and breathing out. Lift the hips up to stamp that left foot down. Float the hips back up for an inhale. And an exhale. All right, you can bring the hips all the way down and then lie down onto your back. And we're just going to end with some supine twist here. So draw both knees into the chest. You're going to drape both knees over to the right as you scoot the hips slightly over to the left there. And then you'll roll open with that left arm, turning the palm so it's facing up. Imagining that you could breathe into the left lung for another 3. And 2. Perhaps bring the gaze over towards the left for 1. Roll back through the center. Let's just switch sides. So the knees come over to the left, keeping them pretty close to the chest there. Hips slightly scoot over to the right. Roll open with that right arm. Open through the right palm for 3. Melt the right shoulder towards the mat for 2. Staying here for another 1. Roll yourself back to the center. Let's just end by floating the legs up. You can keep the knees bent, but do try to have the heels so they're over the hips. A few more cycles of breath here. If you'd like, you can grab hold of opposite elbows above your head. That will give you a slight back bend. Great. Re-bend the knees. Bring the feet down. Extend one leg out and then the other. And let's take a brief Shavasana here. If you have a blanket or a towel handy, I recommend grabbing that and just bringing it right on your hips for a little added weight. Or you can also grab a sandbag, which is ideal. Allowing the arms to come by your sides or perhaps bringing the hands onto your body. Closing the eyes or maybe taking that soft gaze once again. Seeing how quickly you can return to that place of rest, of slowing down. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Breath rises from the low belly to the diaphragm to the upper chest. Hold the breath full at the top for 3, for 2, and for 1. Open the mouth and exhale. Soles of the feet will come down onto the mat. Roll over onto one side. And then press yourself all the way up to a seat. There is no rush. We'll just end by giving ourselves a big hug here, pressing one arm over the other arm, doesn't matter which, and then releasing the chin down to the chest, finding a bow in towards yourself, thanking yourself. Release the crossing of the arms, hands just settle anywhere into the lap. Lift up the head, blink the eyes open if they're closed. Thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day or your evening, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.